So I was doing a little research before I came today, and I saw that that you had actually wrote an article for Billboard about Trump not too long ago. Talk about what it's like expressing yourself, not on wax, but on paper.
Wow. I think it's a little bit different, you know, when you're doing it with music, especially with me, like creatively. I can put a bunch of ideas into two
Yeah.
bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I could just be way more creative versus when you just writing it out and somebody can just read it word for word. You just feeling, you just freehanding, you just letting your thoughts and how you feel go. Um, I think it's just all the same ideas, just presented in two different ways. With the music, I'm just allowed to be way more creative in how I express these ideas because, for the most part, with most people, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You got three. At this new generation, you might got two.
Yeah.
So, for me, I just try to get as much in as I can within, short bars in a creative way. With writing, like I started out writing poetry, so I had a diary as a kid. So, you just letting it go, and it's just the paper and the words and the reader.
Now being an artist, what I'm saying, you get to speak on. It's like, because you might see Hov write an article about, criminal injustice, or you might see him write about something else. How did you feel? Like, were you approached to write that? Did you approach them to write it? But either way, how did you feel being able to lend a voice from hip hop to an issue like that?
They hit me up about it. It was the idea that they had. I was happy to do it. I've been following, like, it affected me like it affected everybody else. So, anytime I could be a voice for the voiceless, it's always an honor. Like, I don't take that lightly. Like, for them to even approach me to think that my opinion mattered, and that it mattered to a lot of people. I'm thinking they looked at me, because some people look up to me for whatever. So, I took it as an honor, and I wanted to do it right. You know what I'm saying, and make sure I said the right thing. So yeah, man, I was excited and happy to do it.
Now that it kind of falls in line. I've been following Knight for a minute since he was at North Carolina A&T, then started teaching at Duke, was at Harvard for a minute. And so it's like the Jam, the label, just got this feel that is beyond just hip hop, the music, but it's stepping to, other aspects or other elements of hip hop. And so going forward, like, do you have any plans on venturing out past the music to more writing or more speaking or anything like that?
Yeah, I think as an artist, like, all of that kind of, for the most part, comes naturally. We're natural entertainers, and even if you're giving a lecture, that's entertainment in a way. So, I could see myself lecturing, not so much teaching. I don't think that's me. I think for teachers, like, you gotta be special. And I just teach in a different way, but through music. But I want to get into acting. Like, I want to write children's books. I'm a writer. I love to write poetry, like stories. I'm trying to write scripts, just learning new stuff. But I definitely want to venture out outside of music into other creative things, like even on the marketing side. Like, I just like to come up with cool marketing ideas. Like, you think about commercials or whatever, just things that are effective. So, anything creative, I think it all kind of tie in hand in hand. But, like, I definitely want to, get into writing and acting, and, even like some marketing and advertising.
Yeah,
like,
that's what's
it's dope.
Now we reached the 4-minute mark, so let me pull my gifts out real quick.
Uh-oh.
I heard you got a favorite album real quick, so I had to slide it down on you real quick. Now I ain't here to give it to you like that.
I thought,
okay, I'm sure you got it.
Don't worry, I was gonna take two.
But just talk about what that album meant to you. I mean, I came across it probably 2004. I was late as hell to it, but talk about what it meant to you listening to it.
Man, this is one of my favorite albums ever created. This is probably one that people said, this is one album you gotta listen to for the rest of your life. I could pick this one.
Absolutely.
It was just soulful and honest, and the way Badu expresses herself and the words that she uses and her voice and the soul that comes out of her, man, it's dope. Like, there's a song, Time Is Wasting. That's like one of my favorites, and I can just remember like being younger and riding around. Like I would listen to this a lot at night. You know, when I wanted, I used to drive, like just drive at night and just listen to this record and think. But this is like one of the songs. You know, I hear "Time Is Wasting." Like to me, it's like follow your dreams. Like, you know, you ain't got forever, so you only got one life to live. You know, AD 2000. My eyes are green, like green eyes, like some classic records and a lot of dope, you know, concepts. So it's talk about love, it's talk about God, it's talk about, you know, finding your purpose, man. It's an amazing record. If you haven't heard this record, this record is one of my favorites of all time. Like,
now, I would have came through with the Layla's Wisdom vinyl, but it ain't dropped yet. But just tell us about anything you want to say about the album, what people who haven't copped it yet, whatever they may need to hear about it, talk to them.
Layla's Wisdom, critically acclaimed, 2-time Grammy nominated album. You know, it's a personal record. You know, it's an honest record. It's a lyrical record. It's a soulful, funky record. You know, I think there's something for everybody in some way to gravitate to. Like, you know, it's probably like of all albums, probably my best one without a doubt, and I had the most growth. But you know, I just get more personal. Like I have songs like Black and Ugly, where you know I talked about how it was for me coming up. You know, as a kid, you know, as an MC, as a female MC, and how appearance for women played a part in that. You know, I talk about love, the roller coaster relationships of love. It's not all happy. You know, you're going to go through some breakups, but you can't come out on the end. Like, you talk about things like power. You know, what is power? Money. You know, is it God? You know, the power of being women, bringing life in this world. You know, it's just an album I think about love, whether it's about loving yourself, finding that self-confidence, learning how to love somebody else. And I named it after my grandmother. She had this quote where, give me my flowers while I can still smell them. So this is me, like, one, I think giving flowers to myself and, you know, in a healing way, creatively, but also creating something that I want to give flowers to the next generation through music. Like, I really wanted to inspire people. And I hope that it inspires them to give flowers to the next one. So, you know, that's Layla's Wisdom. Like, you know, everybody's going to get something different when they hear it. But I think at the end of the day, y'all going to feel the love in it.